Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So we know that puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and everything that the woke left try and push on innocent young kids these days, we know that they don't actually work. They don't improve a child's mental health. In fact, there are actually evidence now to show that it doesn't improve it. But you know what? We have these woke doctors that refuse to publish such studies because it goes against the mainstream narrative. So this woke doctor refused to publish a 10 million trans kid study that showed puberty blockers didn't help mental health. Downright refusal. We can't publish this because you know what? We can't be seen as being discriminatory towards trans kids, which there is no such thing as a trans kid. I'll have you know. That is a egregious lie. So a prominent doctor and trans rights advocate, there you have it, admitted she deliberately withheld publication of a $10 million taxpayer-funded study on the effect of puberty blockers on American children. We know that puberty blockers, you can't just start from where you left off. If you go on the puberty blockers, your puberty's done. You've destroyed your body. If your body hasn't been able to go through a healthy, functioning thing known as puberty, then you're screwed. There's no just, oh, we can pick up where we left off. There's none of that. It doesn't work the way people try and say that it works. Because that, once again, is an egregious lie. They're full of lies, people, full of them. After finding no evidence that they improve patients' mental health, Dr. Joanna Olson Kennedy told the New York Times that she believes the study would be weaponized by critics of transgender care for kids. Indeed, it would be. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now, because you're the dingbat that is in the wrong profession, because there ain't no such thing as a trans kid. This whole idea, oh, kids need to be something they're actually not. You know what? We need to sterilize them. We need to give them puberty blockers. And then after that, we need to cut off their healthy body parts. Like, yeah, you're the problem, Dr. Olson Kennedy. And the fact that she actually admitted this, wow. So looks like it backfired on you big time, didn't it, love? And that the research could one day be used in court to argue we shouldn't use blockers. We shouldn't be using them. Yes, you're right. We should not be using them ever. Critics, including one of Olson Kennedy's fellow researchers on the study, said the decision flies in the face of research standards and deprives the public of really important science in a field where Americans remain firmly divided. Well, they shouldn't really be divided at all. Now, I don't even know. To me, I think this is Dr. Olson Kennedy. I don't even think Dr. Olson Kennedy is a she. I think it's a he. I don't know. Trans rights activist, yeah, prominent doctor of sorts, but I don't even know how you can be a doctor and say that it's okay to put a child on puberty blockers or cross-sex hormones for that fact. Like, there's something seriously wrong with you. For the National Institutes of Health-funded study, researchers chose 95 kids who had an average age of 11 and gave them puberty-blocking drugs starting in 2015. What a study to be a part of. Hey, kids, come be a part of this study where you're not going to actually have your puberty. We're going to destroy your life. My goodness. The treatments are meant to delay the onset of bodily changes like the development of breasts or the deepening of the voice. Just, yeah, let's stop something that's actually healthy for a child to go through, shall we? After following up with the use for 2 years, the treatments did not improve the state of their mental health, which Olson Kennedy chalked up to the kids being in really good shape when they started and concluded the 2-year treatment. However, the Times points out that her rosy assessment contradicts earlier data recorded by the researchers, which found around 1/4 of the study participants were depressed or the S word before receiving treatment. The results also does not support the findings of a 2011 Dutch study, which is the primary scientific research cited by prominence of giving kids puberty blockers. When are they going to learn? Like, we've now got more and more studies that are coming out. You got the Cash report, you got so many other studies and reports that are now seemingly coming out, and it goes against actual science. It goes against reason, rationale, biology, all that sort of stuff. But they're like, no, 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 we've got to protect trans kids. What you're doing is you're destroying kids. You're destroying their lives. You're taking it away from them, all under this egregious lie that someone can be something they say that they're actually really not. Like, for the liars and the butchers like Olsen Kennedy, they should be in prison for sure. That study of 70 kids found that children treated with puberty blockers reported better mental health and fewer behavioral and emotional problems. Olsen Kennedy, the outlet points out, is one of the country's leading advocates for providing gender-affirming care to adolescents, which we know it's not actually care, and regularly provides expert testimony in legal challenges to state bans on such procedures, which have taken root in more than 20 states. When asked by the Times why the results have not been made public after 9 years, 9 years, man, Olsen Kennedy said, "I do not want our work to be weaponized," adding, "It has to be exactly on point, clear and concise, and that takes time." Yeah, 9 years later, don't want to publish the real data, which is taxpayer funded for you to be able to do the study in the first place. We should know. No, can't do that. It's going to be weaponized. No, it's called telling the bloody truth, man. Ever heard of that? She then flat out admitted she was afraid the lack of mental health improvements borne out by the study could one day be used in court to argue we shouldn't use blockers. We shouldn't. A Washington Post KFF Trans in America survey found that 68% of US adults are against providing puberty blockers to trans-identifying youth ages 10 to 14. And 58% oppose hormone treatments for those ages 15 to 17. I think it should be way higher than those numbers. But anyway, Boston College clinical and research psychologist Amy Tisselman, who was one of the original researchers on the study, pointed out the obvious contradiction in withholding scientific evidence on the grounds that it doesn't match an expected conclusion. I understand the fear about it being weaponized. These people are nuts. They're more concerned about something being weaponized than rather actually telling the truth. But it's really important to get the science out there, she told the outlet. No change isn't necessarily a negative finding. There could be a preventative aspect to it, she said, hopefully. We just don't know without more investigation. So, yeah, let's continue ruining more kids' lives to try and determine something that's not going to be weaponized. Get lost. Erica Anderson, a clinical psychologist for a transgender youth expert, told the Post she was shocked and disturbed about the decision to withhold publication of such vital research. Yeah. We're craving information about these medical treatments for gender questioning youth. Dr. Olsen Kennedy has the largest grant that's ever been awarded in the US on the subject, and he's sitting on the data that would be helpful to know, she said. It's not her prerogative to decide based on the results that she will or not give out the information. It's not Olsen Kennedy's decision, but apparently it is somehow. She also wasn't buying Olsen Kennedy's rationale for holding back the study's finding based on fear of backlash. In contrary to the scientific method, you do research and then you disclose the results thereafter. You don't change them, you don't distort them, and you don't reveal or not reveal them based on the reactions of others. You report as scientists what you've learned. In a 2020 progress report submitted to the NIH, Olsen Kennedy hypothesized the study's participants would show decreased symptoms of depression, anxiety, trauma symptoms, self-injury, and you know what, and increased body esteem and quality of life over time. Yeah, that didn't work. Olsen Kennedy appeared to attempt to muddy the waters in her interview with the Times when explaining how her hypothesis didn't pan out, claiming participants had good mental health on average. She made this assertion several times, despite saying previously that 25% of the study's young patients were suffering with various mental illness symptoms before treatment began. So you can try and reel and work your way out of it, but you're caught in a lie, man. So what is it? When pressed by the outlet for an explanation for the seemingly contradictory findings, Olson Kennedy attributed it to data averages. Yeah, okay. And said she was still analyzing the full data set. Yeah, 9 years later, I'm still analyzing it, man. Get off my back, man. I'm still analyzing the data 9 years later. Give me more time. Something's not right here. I don't know what's not right. Yeah, you messed up. Well, no, you didn't mess up. You lied to everybody, and you continue to lie. So tell the damn truth. In April, England's National Health Service disallowed puberty blockers for children, allowing a 4-year review conducted by independent researcher Dr. Hilary Cass, who wrote in her report that for most young people, a medical pathway will not be the best way to manage their gender-related distress. Last year, Dr. Ritz Akeritu, I can't even say the name, a leading Finnish expert on pediatric gender medicine, said in a newspaper interview that 4 out of 5 gender-questioning children will eventually grow out of it and accept their bodies even without medical intervention. And get this, Olson Kennedy did not respond to the Post's request for comment. Gee, I wonder why that is. So it's not just this Finnish expert, but there's another man as well that the name is escaping me at the moment, but I believe he's Canadian, who was demonized for saying, you leave them alone. You don't touch them. And a vast majority of them will grow out of it. And those that don't will end up being gay. Like, just leave kids alone. Don't touch them. That would be so simple, wouldn't it? But we don't live in that day and age. We live in the day and age where we must transition them, whether it's social or medical. Both are wrong. Anyway, just thought I would share this important piece of information with you all. Because apparently, not many people are doing it. Apparently, a lot of people are lying. Sick of it. You guys take care. You be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.